Hi, everybody. Justine Froelker, author, speaker, corporate trainer, certified Daring Way, and Dare to Lead Facilitator. One of the most common questions I have been asked over the years, because I've been in some capacity of mental health for over 20 years. And one of the questions that I am honestly most honored to get in my messages is when parents ask me to help with their children's anxiety. And especially because anxiety usually hits at nighttime for kiddos, which means they struggle to fall asleep. And it's kind of the same stuff that we need to be doing as adults. And I don't know about you. I am struggling with sleep during this time. For the first 2 weeks, I couldn't get my brain to shut off with worry and fear and questioning and disconnecting from the media and things like that. And then it turned into, now I can't get my brain to shut off and how to serve the world during this time, and just like texting myself all of these ideas or ideas for these videos, or you send me something that you want me to teach on and it sparks something else and all of that stuff. So I want to touch base on a nighttime routine. So if you've followed me for any amount of time, I am very big on self-care, because frankly, it is what helped dig me out of the deep, dark hole of grief after we ended our infertility journey 8 years ago without kids. I had to start with the very human, basic obligations of eat, sleep, drink, water, and move my body. And then I added on coloring, because coloring will make your brain look like you just meditated. And we're going to talk about all of those things here in future videos. But for now, we're going to talk about nighttime routine, because, and we're going to come back for routine also. It's unrealistic for me to ask you to wake up early and pour into yourself, especially with your kiddos at home during this time, and do a morning routine if you have not gotten good or enough sleep. And so that's why I always start people off with the nighttime routine. And it's the pretty much the same thing I recommend to parents when their kiddos are struggling with anxiety and sleep. Because when we were 2, hopefully you grew up in a household where your parents had a nighttime routine for you, like a bath, bedtime, and maybe prayers or gratitudes or something like that. And then somewhere along the line, I think sometimes around 4, because I feel like kiddos turn into they're like little people at 4 years old. And they also really start to have to defend their feelings and what they do, because why used to be about curiosity when we were young. And then it becomes like, well, why'd you do that? Why do you feel that way? And so the need for the nighttime routine becomes even more important. And frankly, the older we get, it continues to be important as teenagers, as adults, whatever. And so I always recommend a nighttime routine is 3 to 5 things that you do every single night in the same order to wind down your brain and your body for sleep, so that your brain's like, I know what she's doing. She's like getting us ready to sleep, to get there, right? And so get ready for bed. If you're an adult, wash your face, brush your teeth, things like that. If you're a child and you're parenting a child, it is bath time. It's the same. Brush teeth, wash face, wash hands, things like that. And then I usually recommend reading of some sort. So reading to your child or reading a book if you are an adult. Some of you might want to do some nighttime yoga, or journaling or writing. You can do that with a child also. And then it's usually prayers or a meditation or breathing exercise. And again, same for child and adult. It just looks a little bit differently. Also, gratitudes are huge. So as an adult, gratitude journals. We're going to talk about gratitude practices in a future video. For a kiddo, to ask a kid at the end of the day, what was the 3 best parts of your day? Three best parts. And it can't be the same thing as yesterday. And I know that might seem difficult when we are stuck at home during this time. There's plenty to be grateful for. When we make it something different every night, it helps our brain, we start going through our day from beginning to end, and it helps our brain wind down. So a nighttime routine, 3 to 5 things in the same order to prepare your brain and your body for sleep. This also means no technology, my cardinal rule. And I'm also the most guilty. That is my biggest tell that I'm out of alignment with my values, or I am stressed or numbing and avoiding and escaping my life, is I am scrolling Facebook in bed. It's cardinal rule for me. No technology in bed for 20 to 30 minutes before sleep. It's just not good for us, especially during times like this. Okay. So 3 to 5 things in the same order every single night. Get ready for bed. Then reading of some sort, prayers or meditations or breath work, and then gratitudes. Okay. And we're going to talk about different ways to practice that in a future video, but try it. It'll help. Also, I always recommend that like you need to try something for about 2 weeks before you like think it doesn't work for you. So like I did nighttime yoga for a while. I didn't love it, but I knew it was uncomfortable for me. So I wanted to kind of push myself through the discomfort to see if I could learn to like it, and it was just like not working for me. And so I did it for 2 weeks, and then I swapped it out for a breathing exercise. Okay? So you got to kind of play around with it. It's not going to be a sure shot the first things you try right away. Okay? So that's where we start for a nighttime routine, kiddos and adults. And it will help. It will help. I'll see you next time.